Yeah, I wonder what happened to Sandy. She was there a few minutes ago.
How's that?
There we go. Perfect.
That's the agenda. I mean, there's 5 of us, right? There's me, Marty, Val, Deb, and Kristen. So that's 5. So we can get going. You want to wait a little bit? There's Sandy at 6.
I got this.
Few minutes.
I'm doing a lot better with this. I got it recording. I'm showing the screen.
You got it all down pat.
Yeah, we've been doing good over here.
Have everybody mute except for the person speaking. You won't get all that background noise.
Oh, it might. Let me have Ronnie turn the TV off for the moment. Hang on.
That's the problem.
Who are we missing?
Sorry,
Diane.
over there.
Connie. Want to wait a couple of minutes to see if a couple of people will show up, or you want to go ahead?
I think we ought to go ahead and they can just join us if you've got a quorum.
We do.
We do have a quorum. Okay, why don't we go ahead? Okay with everybody?
Yep.
Okay, we got the agenda here. Any public comments? Any additional agenda items? No? Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Deb, this is Marty, and I move we adopt the agenda.
Thanks, Marty. Is there a second?
This is Kristen, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okay, good. April 20th minutes, April 2020 minutes. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
This is Marty again. I'll move we accept the minutes.
Is there a second?
2020.
Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Sandy.
Andy, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need to abstain because I wasn't there,
Okay.
Kristen.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, financial review, payment of bills for April 2020.
It's Marty
motion?
again, and I'll move that we pay the bills for April 2020.
This is Kristen, I'll second that we pay the bills.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
And then I suppose in honor of Michelle Morehouse, we should ask, was there anything different in those bills?
Say it again.
Oh, in memory of Michelle, what was her name? Michelle Morehouse?
Yep.
Yeah, was there anything outstanding in those bills?
Kristen can attest that they were pretty dull.
Okay.
Right, Kristen?
If we had to pay Paul Revere.
All in favor?
Aye.
We haven't
Aye.
said yes.
Mhm.
Opposed? Okay, Angela, your nickel.
There was one thing different. I told STLS we'd spend 500 on online books, ebooks. So
Okay,
STLS last time, I think it was last month, there'd been $16,000 more dollars spent on ebooks, and it's up to 60,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have
Wow.
become a grateful ebook reader, much
Good.
to my surprise. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so I added 500 from us, but I can add more, so. Yeah, so that's cool.
any more discussion on the bills?
You pushed it on to me for my report.
Right, Okay, your report. Go shoot. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you looked at my report, you can see I've been doing a lot of webinars. I think I did more the first month and then this month less, and then like none in the last week because I'm burning out on them. But with that said, I agreed to present in a webinar,
Good.
and I forget, I said, I named my presentation Park It Here, how a buggy running shed and a vehicle charge station ended up in the same parking lot. So Park It Here. Yeah, so that's gonna be on the 17th, and it's through this platform called Library 2.0, and it's sponsored by the Small and Rural and Independent Libraries organization. And I asked Noni if she'd help, and she said she'd love to come on, so I gotta arrange that part of it. But I wrote the explanation and I wrote my bio, but I haven't written the program yet. So I think I have time. The past month we've been trying to get the word out about what we are doing in the community, and Alex had his column in the paper, and that was helpful. And Sarah and I made sure, and Melissa made sure that Wi-Fi flyers went out to all over the place, like to the food distribution boxes, and we sent some over to the well, and Alex took some over to the Millies. And Alex, will you tell us about your letter campaign?
Yeah, so I've also been working on this project to provide some kind of outreach to folks who are not online as much as some other people, because that was a big puzzle piece that was missing through most of this. So I wrote a letter and devised some sort of easy peasy kind of brain exercising and just sort of happy programs that people can do. I put that on a 2-page flyer, and I identified a subset of patrons who were active recently who either did not have email addresses at all in our system, so maybe they're not online, or people that I just happen to know are not so digitally connected. So I got a list of 160 names, and other members of the staff also suggested some names to me of patrons they could think of who might appreciate the little outreach effort. So I sent the first batch of those today. I had myself and Erica, Janice, Amy, and Kathy were helping me out with writing little personal notes just jotted at the end of the kind of form letter so that it had a little personal touch to each one, and then they helped me address the envelopes and stuff them and stamp them. I'm going to get probably some more back tomorrow, so I've got about half out now, waiting on the other half. And if I get more names of other community members who I did not reach out to yet, I will do a second round over the next couple of weeks. And I'm also planning to communicate with the various assisted living facilities to see if they would like some of our materials as well.
I have a contact for you on that.
Oh, okay. But aside from being intended for people who are not as active online, it's just sort of it was sort of a way of saying the library is thinking of as many of the people in our community as we can and trying to reach out to as many of them as possible. And we've been doing a really good job on the digital side of things. It was really hard to think of a way that might work for the non-digital side, but I think this at least starts to fill that gap. And I was able to use adult services programming money for the postage, since I'm not in it for anything else right now. And I think it has turned out pretty good.
Speaking of online programming, I don't know, I was going through Facebook this morning and Sarah's,
They assumed that wealthy people fled New York City for the suburbs during the
That was me, sorry.
oh, sorry. Now I forgot where I was. Sarah's
Sarah.
story hour. I mean, I was just flipping through and she had 75 views. Well, we don't usually get that many kids, so evidently that's cool. So,
Churches
Yeah.
are finding the same thing, so I'm not surprised.
yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So also, does this go along with that? No, I'll save it for the reopening. Well, no, maybe not. Whatever. We'll talk about the reopening committee, but before that, in part of my report, I met with the other librarians in Yates County today. And we talked about when everybody was going to open and that. And let me just wait till the reopening. I'll just talk about it there. Talk about it in one spot. I'm done.
You're done? Okay, thanks, Angela. At this stage of the game, I just want to thank everybody who's working their tail off during these hard times. Thanks. Standing committee reports, Finance Committee,
Not me.
Time before we open, so.
Policy Review Committee,
Didn't meet.
Building Committee. Guess we can talk about that on the old business, I guess. Nominating Committee, we haven't met. I think we did talk about this as far as approving the people who are running, who want to become members of the board. You know, like
I'll
Deb.
put it on the agenda for, we usually do it July for
Okay,
July
that's
meeting.
fine.
Yeah, and Elizabeth called and I left her a message that that's what you guys would likely, approve her then, and then I would get back to her.
Okay, and if you want me to talk to her, you can send me her connection information, but it's good. So we have Debbie and Melissa that's going to be on the board. Great.
Who's Elizabeth?
What?
Who's Elizabeth?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Who's
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth something Chase. Peter spoke with her.
I spoke with her months ago. She filled out an application to run to be on the board.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we just invited her to come on the board.
Got it. I didn't know.
No, we're just gonna appoint her, right? Because there's no election.
Right.
That's right. It's a point for a year, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Personnel Committee.
Didn't meet.
Okay. Old business, HVAC, Angela. How
Well,
do you do?
they were supposed to come crashing in here on Monday, and of course they didn't. No.
Did they say why?
Probably because they had a bunch of jobs they're trying to start, but they say they're coming Wednesday the 27th.
Okay, good.
So hopefully they're only going to be a week and a half behind if they come. So
Angela, how long are they supposed to take?
6 weeks. So it's kind of going to match up with the reopening plans. So
Okay. That was sort of my $1 million question, because it would
Yeah.
be really nice if they could be,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that would be almost too good to be true.
Yes.
Okay, any updates, Angela? Any additional updates?
That's it. Just
That's it? New business, reopening committee schedule.
well, it's scheduled right now for next Wednesday again. So
At 2:30.
yeah. So, and I sent the invitation, the Zoom invitation. So we met yesterday and decided that in order for me to fill in state forms, that we would have our own plan. And Alex, Sarah, and Amy are each writing this, the way it's split up by the state, which is people, processes, and places. So they're each addressing all the what is it called? The health department suggestions, and it's split up like that. And then I will put it all together.
Angela, what phase of the library is the library in?
Yeah, well, we could be open now. Seriously.
So are we phase 1?
Yeah, it's crazy.
As of like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Something.
So with that in mind,
Okay.
Brian from STLS has been meeting with each county, and we were the last county, so that was kind of cool. So we met today, and so he told us that it's pretty much consensus, except there's always, not consensus with 48 libraries, but it's pretty much consensus that people want to open for curbside service on June 29th. So I guess that's a Monday, I would imagine.
And could we do curbside service if the HVAC people are still here?
Right, so that's the big question. I'm going to talk with the guys a lot, to see what's going to go on with that. So I'm hoping that, yes, that should be enough time for them to get a lot of the stuff done so we can get in at a very reduced staff and start curbside service. And that's why I needed Alex, Sarah, and Amy to help figure out how we're going to do that. So they're going to write up each section, how we're going to go through our operation in the safe way. So, and with that in mind also, and the 29th date, the librarians in Yates County are all for it, and I'm gonna head it up. We're gonna have a matching template for ads in the paper, for what we put in Facebook. So each library will look the same with kind of, I don't want to say instructions, but telling people how to use the library once we're open. And I was like, oh, what, I want it to look alike, and I wanted them to be able to picture what I meant. And they all saw it. It's all over the place. The form that they're using to have people come to different food distribution spots, the form always looks the same, but they're totally different spots and they have different rules. So that's what I'm going to model it on. And so each library can sort of fill in the blank on how they want to do it, because how Karen's going to do it by herself over at Branchport is not how we're going to do it here. So, but if we can all look the same, and I think the public will be comforted by that, because I'm if I needed to get food for my family, I'd be comforted by always seeing the same instructions no matter where I had to go. It looks the same anyways. So that's where I'm thinking, and they were all for it. So I'm
I
gonna
think that's a really good idea.
just really put it in, in a form.
And so
Format.
basically the summer youth programming is all going to stay online, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. She's hoping to purchase little gift certificates through the chamber, and it's all online how you do it. And she was gonna, what all did she say, Alex? She's distributing, how is she distributing again?
Oh, was she using the same model that the school has been, or is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She was gonna do it through the school. And then she was doing self dress stamped envelopes.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's gonna do that, and so that the kids could send back their records, and then she could release gift certificates to get mailed right to them, I think.
I think that's the plan, yeah.
The chamber. Yeah, it should be cool. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the group's going to meet every week at Wednesday, right?
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussions about opening committee meeting?
We just have to, and Angela touched on it, but we have to understand with the HVAC project,
Yeah.
that may take longer than they're saying.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yes.
there's certainly gonna be days where there's no electricity, where we're
Yes.
not gonna be able to operate.
Right.
So
So
even though we're gonna try to reopen and have curbside, it's not gonna be every day, all day because
Right.
of what's going on.
We'll do the best we can. The
Yeah,
part
exactly.
is, yeah, our ad might look a little wonky because of that, but so will Dundee's because they've had a wall or a outside a hole put in their library already for their addition. So, and they're putting in giant footers or something right now. So we're not alone in,
So fun times, yeah.
yeah. So,
Okay, there's another item. If we're done with the reopening committee,
mhm.
quarantine closing.
Oh, I forgot to put a little star by it. Sorry. You guys are supposed to vote on that tonight.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Sorry.
So we want to vote on this quarantine closing. Does everybody see it? Does anybody have any, after you read it, do you have any questions? Is there a is there a motion to accept the quarantine closing?
I'll move that we accept the quarantine closing 3.5.1. Valerie.
Is there any, is there a second?
I'll second, it's Marty.
Let's have any discussion. I think it's a really good, compassionate thing to do. That's all I have to say. And is there, everybody ready for a vote?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, it passes. Next item on the list is virtual programming policy.
Alex, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I put this together under the assumption that in some capacity, virtual programming is here to stay, even when we get back to normal, because it's, as Sandy said, we get different kinds of people, we get more people, and it's, I think, enhanced the variety of things that we can do with library programming. So since it's going to be a fixture in some way, we should have a policy on it, I guess, so that we know what guides us. And the gist of it is that, me and Sarah and whoever else may be responsible for programming will determine the platforms to use and convey, understand and convey any issues that the platforms have so that patrons understand them too. And that patrons will be, everyone really, patrons, presenters, staff will be expected to behave the same way online as they do in the library building. So, we're free to eject people who do not follow the library code of conduct on these types of things.
Have you had any problems?
No, we have had no problems. We've been absolutely
good.
perfect. Yeah.
I do know that, just something to keep in mind, that what I've been doing online PD with BOCES, they ask you to enter muted already, or they do it for you. So
Oh, Alex is good with that.
yeah, it might just be an expectation, that people enter that way.
I usually, if this only works with Zoom, I guess, but I usually set up my Zoom meetings so that everybody else's audio is switched off automatically, and then
Yeah.
kind of the sort of thing where we're going to have a chat, and then I turn people back on. But if it's a presentation, we let the presenter speak, and then later on maybe we allow for commentary. But I think that'll depend on
What you're doing, yeah.
access,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a good idea to practice that kind of etiquette.
Can you pull this up a little bit because the bottom of it's cut off? The
Sure.
addendum. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, there's accessibility is always a question too, and virtual programming allows for greater accessibility in some ways, and then it raises special accessibility issues in other ways. So it just includes language just recognizing that and kind of charging us to keep that in mind and do what we can to make things as accessible as possible whenever we can.
Yep. So that's to consider for the next month.
Oh, okay.
Right. Any other questions of Alex? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Oh, this is Marty. I'll move we adjourn.
This is Kristen, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And before I get off, I want to speak with Alex, so everybody else can jump off. I have the questions to ask him
Okay.
Figure it out.
about Zoom.
Bye, everyone.
Right.
Stay safe.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Alex, you there?
How do I get off here?
Alex, how do I stop the recording?
Stop. Video.
If you move your mouse around towards the top, there should be a stop recording menu option.
Yeah, it's not there.
It may be even down at the bottom next to share screen. Looks like there's a record button that you might have a stop record when you click on it, or
Leave. Got it.
it looks different now that I'm not on the
Didn't leave.
end.
Leave maybe.
Maybe this will help. Recording.